Guys, it's Tom from Resale America. My YouTube channel is Liquidation Motivation. And today I got an email from one of my videos about somebody who wants a little clarity on bin stores. So I'm going to go through all of his questions. I'm going to answer all his questions about how to open a bin store. Okay, so I did a video the other day and I had a gentleman named Lewis message me with a whole bunch of questions about opening a bin store. So I thought I would just do a video on it instead of responding personally to his email so that everybody can get the same information. So I'm gonna run down through all of his questions here. Lewis, this video is for you, buddy. He says, "Good evening, Tom. I hope this email finds you well and safe. I enjoy watching your channel called Liquidation Motivation and you talking about 2 bin stores. I have the following questions for you about opening up a successful bin store in my state. First of all, what is the startup cost for a bin store?" So a bin store, obviously you have your real estate, so you're gonna have to put first, last, and security, probably insurance on your building. Then you're gonna need to get the utilities in your name. So that's gonna vary from state to state, from place to place. I will say the 2 bin stores that I have, the rents are about $3,500 a month. Insurance is maybe $200 a month. Then utilities, because I'm in Florida, especially in the summertime, is about $1,000 a month. So that gets a little bit more expensive when you add all that together. You know, securing the inventory whenever you start, the best thing you can do is I think secure maybe 2 truckloads. What I find is that a truckload comes with normally 24 pallets in a truckload. You want to find Amazon Smalls or anything else, they call them HPC loads, high piece count loads. You want to find any HPC loads you can find, mix them in together, get a good product mix. You're going to need about probably 12 to 14 to 16 pallets to fill the bins up. All right, your first load. So if you were to purchase 2 truckloads, which right now they're costing about $20,000 a load, I think that would secure you for at least 3 weeks. I'm always stressing you gotta get ahead of the inventory. So there's $20,000 or $40,000 for 2 truckloads, and then you gotta build your bins. So that's really not that much. I mean, lumber prices are going up right now. I think the last store we built, it cost us about $6,000 for the wood, maybe about 2 weeks worth of labor to put them all together. We painted them, so we got 40 for the inventory, 6,000 for the bins. I buy the square registers from Amazon. They're only $200 a piece, I believe, and they're real simple, easy to use. Oh yeah, you got to get utilities on. You got to get, not utilities, but you got to get your internet on there too, because the square register runs off the internet. It's all web-based, so you can watch the sales from your phone. Anybody can download the app and watch your sales. You can look up your history. The Square cash register system's simple and easy to use. I love it. We built the cash register wrap, only for a few $100s. And then we bought the bags. We buy the Fracta bags from IKEA. Those you can buy for about $1, $1.25 with shipping. That's what we use for bags. We don't use carts or anything else. So add that all up together, depending on your situation, depending on how big your store is. Our first store has 64 bins and our second store has 40 bins. So, it all depends on how many bins you're gonna build. Question number 2. Are there any additional permits required to operate a bin store besides a reseller permit? I mean, not in Florida there wasn't. We had to get a local permit from the local county, and then we had to get a reseller, register with the state of Florida and get our reseller's permit. But pretty much that's all gonna depend on where you live and what the local rules and regulations are. So you're gonna have to go down to your local county office and ask them. They'll be able to answer all the questions or go look it up online. Next question. How are you able to manage payroll daily with sales on Tuesday and Wednesday, the $2 and $1 days? So what I find for labor in a bin store is I run it with 3 people. So my busiest days are $5 day and $1 day. So those 2 days I have 3 employees on. On 4, $3, and $2 days, I only have 2 employees on. You really don't need more than that. They're really not that busy of days. So one person is always cleaning the bins out, all the trash in the bins, and the other person's running the register. So, then at the end of the week, we take one of our closed down days to load the bins back up. So really all you need is 3 employees, and I think it works out real well. Next question is, how many square feet is recommended for a bin store? You know, I've thought about this question a lot. I really like having a compact store. So the store that I have with 64 bins, it's a 10,000 square foot store, and what's nice about it is I have storage there to put the excess truckloads there, but my bins are separated. They're about 5 feet apart. So I certainly can put a lot more bins in there if I move them together, or I can make a smaller store that's much more efficient. Although one of my managers decided to leave me and start his own bin store, he's operating out of, I think, a 1,500 square foot store, and he's doing pretty good. So, I mean, I like 5,000 square foot, 60 bins in a 5,000 square foot store. I think that's kind of the sweet spot, but you know, he's doing pretty good sales out of his small store. So really, people love the bin store concept. It just works. It works no matter what size you build it. How can I secure suppliers to have a consistent flow of merchandise? That is the hardest damn thing in the bin store. Everybody's looking for bin store loads. Everybody wants the loads. It's the hardest thing to get. I just bought a load out of Kentucky. It's costing me $20,000 for a load. They're 5 foot tall pallets. You always got to ask, how many pieces per pallet? How tall are the pallets? Right? Because pallets used to come in 6 foot tall. Then they went to 5. I've seen 4, and I've also seen 3 foot pallets. I was upset one time. I ordered a truckload and got 3 foot pallets when I thought I was getting 6 foot pallets. And they used to be $15,000 for a 6 foot load. I just paid $20,000 for a 5 foot load. So the price is going up on bin stored loads. I mean, the only way that I can see winning in this is finding a supply and buying it all. Even if you can't use it, you gotta buy out the line, and then you could sell loads to other people, and hopefully you can negotiate a much better price. But it's the hardest thing. I have 2 bin stores, and this week, for the first time, I'm not gonna open one of them because I don't have enough inventory. So even the godfather of flipping can't always find the inventory. We went out on the road and tried to find some locally. My normal supplier, the person he gets them from was on vacation this week. I didn't order the other truckload in time, so I'm shutting down one of my bin stores for a week just so I can catch up on the inventory. Where can I purchase merchandise for the store? I mean, once you open the store, you purchase merchandise anywhere you can get it. Make sure you know the local vendors, the local dealers. Every local town has some dealers that have a warehouse or a garage full of stuff that you can buy from. I'm always recommending that you find whoever's getting Amazon stuff, because Amazon stuff is being given away everywhere in the United States. Somebody's getting it for free, and you need to find that person and you need to buy it off them. Hopefully they're getting the small counts. Remember, Amazon warehouses are broken up into large box warehouses and small box warehouses. If you're lucky enough to find somebody who's getting out of the small box warehouse, that's where the smalls come from. So you find those people. Sit across the street from Amazon and watch the trucks go in. You're gonna look for nonprofits, e-scrap recyclers, anybody going in there with a name on the truck, you wanna find it. And then you're gonna follow them and talk to them and try to figure out how to buy all the merchandise off them. All right, next question. Are your truckloads a mixture of new, overstocked, and returned general merchandise orders? Yes, the answer is yes. Returns, overstock, and new. Shelf pulls. It's everything. Remember, when you're in a bin store business, it doesn't matter what the hell you get, as long as they're high piece count loads. My goal is to buy stuff that's average retail $10, and I'm paying $1. So once again, average retail $10, and I'm paying $1. Okay? Because that means some of the stuff will be $20 items, some of the stuff will be $5, $4, $3, $2, $1 items. You know, that way, that gives you the best mix and the best amount of product. It doesn't matter. Another gentleman that owns a bin store, he bought out a storage unit and he put used stuff in his bin store and it worked. He said he sold the heck out of it. So it doesn't really matter what you put in there. Every area is gonna have a different client mix you know, that's gonna want different things. Like, we have a store that has a high Haitian population that buy a lot of clothing, and they ship the clothing to Haiti. You know, so I just don't know what the mix is gonna be in your area, but everything works. Everything seems to work, and you might as well try it. You might as well try it to see if people will buy it. All right, next one. What advice do you have for someone wishing to open a bin store? Hey, Lewis, that's what this whole damn video is about, giving you advice on how to open a bin store. But my biggest advice is the inventory. Figure out how to get the inventory. Don't get into this if you can't get the inventory. Don't get into this. Let me say it one more time. Don't get into this if you can't figure out the inventory. You know, if you're new to this, I mean, think about it. I've been doing it 20 years and I have to shut down my store for a week. If you can't get ahead of the inventory, don't get in this. If you don't have a competitive advantage, if you don't know somebody who's already getting this stuff, if you don't have a cousin that works for a liquidation company, I don't recommend getting into it. Find the inventory first before you even think about getting into this business. Next, Lewis says, what's the difference between a liquidation store and a bin store? Lewis, look at my old videos, man. I have the world's largest liquidation store, 110,000 square feet, Resale America, where we buy items and then we mark them up and sell them at a profit, hopefully at a profit. And then we can maintain the store, pay all the salaries. We have over 40 employees here. It's the largest store in the world. It's very difficult to run. It's tedious. We have 400,000 items in our inventory that we track every day, and the bin store is super easy. We dump stuff in a bin and people pay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No cash. I don't take cash in my bin store. 3 employees, and I make as much money at my bin stores as I do at my 100,000 square foot retail store. So which one would you rather do, the easy one or the hard one? I recommend the easy one. We just use the hard one to float the easy ones. We buy the inventory here, take the $100 items and put them in the store, and the rest go to the bin stores. Right. Then he says, thank you for your time to answer my questions. I look forward to hearing from you by continuing to watch your channel. So I hope I did answer your questions there, Lewis. Let me give you a little peek of these are the pallets going to my bin store this week. Keep in mind, a lot of times you're gonna get bins and they're gonna be 5-foot tall bins. I'll do a video on the smalls that I have coming in next week. 5-foot tall bins filled with stuff. I can't send that to my bin store because they can't dump them. So what we do is we pull them out and we put them in the smaller boxes like this. So these are much more manageable for the employees. So we send it like this. You can see it's just a plethora of all different stuff. Look at this here. We got LED solar powered lights going to the bin store. Wireless microphones, those are pretty cool. Some hangers. This is an LED light for if you're a runner. So it's just a bunch of everything. It's anything you can find, anything small that you can find to fill the bins. You don't want big bulky items, right? We got hundreds of pieces of jewelry here going. What do we got over here? We got a huge light kit here. It's just heat transfer vinyls. You know, I don't want to tell you what goes in a bin store because everything can go in a bin store. If people find value in it, it'll sell in a bin store. Lewis, thank you for the questions. I've been getting calls from all over the United States, people trying to reach out to me, give them help at a bin store. Please watch this video. I should answer most of your questions. If you have any more questions, just message me down below in this video. So I'm Tom. I own Resale America, the Lakeland Square Mall, 110,000 square foot, largest liquidation store in the world. 2 bin stores, Port Richey and Winter Haven, which Winter Haven's going to be closed this week because I don't have the inventory. And my channel is Liquidation Motivation. Please like and subscribe below. Now go out there and make some money.